Hello, I'm XSoyCat and welcome back to the video. So I recently went to visit 4G Studios up in Scotland. You might not have known about this unless you followed me on Twitter, but me and 4 other YouTubers went to the 4J offices, not only for a real life challenge where we did a bunch of fun stuff in real life, but also where we actually saw their office and where we could ask questions about how stuff was done. There's so many things that just aren't public knowledge about, like, oh, how is this done and that done, that I've always been curious about, that I did get to ask 4J and that I can share with you in today's video, the biggest of which is when is the next update coming out, and I do actually have an answer. It can't be officially confirmed by 4J, but it is coming out on Tuesday unless something goes wrong. So that's right, update in just 2 days. This is really crazy stuff. I'm going to be talking about all of the 4J stuff in today's video. Hopefully you all do enjoy. You can like the video so because it helps out the channel, and let's say you do like this sort of thing. But with that said, let's get straight into it, and let's start by saying one of the things I really appreciated about 4J was that they didn't ask us to sign any NDA agreements. They sometimes said why they weren't saying something themselves. They mostly just said anything we've told you, you can now say, and that's why I'm talking about a lot of stuff that I found interesting in today's video. And again, the first thing is the next update release date. It should be on Tuesday. It's going to 95% be on Tuesday. The only thing that could fail is there's 7 platforms that will have to certify this update, and if something goes wrong with them, then it won't be coming out Tuesday. But in every other case, then Tuesday the 27th is when we'll get the next update, title update 54 for Minecraft on the consoles. This is a really big deal for a bunch of different reasons. Again, we can go list those at some point, but I think the big one is that it's the first time 2 updates in a row have been feature updates with lots of features. It's also the first time 2 updates have released in 1 month, so the fastest time between 2 feature updates. It's just a really big deal as far as like Minecraft console is going in a really good place, and they're really trying to signify that with this update, and it really seems that way because it contains some of the biggest features. It's exciting. It's coming out on Tuesday. I'll let you know the video the moment it is out, if it is, because again, it's only 95% chance, and the reason 4J Studios haven't officially announced it is because it's in certification right now. They used to announce cert, but it made people a little bit sad when it failed, so instead it's just like, okay, we can tell you, but we're not going to officially announce it until it's like, gone through the certification, which is why you'll see in maybe a day or so an announcement that yes, the update is coming out tomorrow. But for now, here's your little sneak peek from your boy ToyCat on the YouTube internet that but here's your little sneak peek that it is in fact coming out on Tuesday, and that's really exciting stuff. So yeah, basically next update coming out then. I did get to play a little bit of it at their studio. They had a preview build. It's all been finished for like a week or so now, and it's going to include the glide maps, it's going to include the skin pack, and it's going to include all of the survival features that pretty much bring it up to date with the PC. That's how they keep kind of referring to it as. It's up to date with the PC minus the the big things that they're still waiting on the PC/Java version of the game to make yours more user friendly before they port it over. But as a little bit of secret scoop, they're actually going to be moving from porting the Java version over, which they've now reached parity minus a few things, and they're going to start moving over to following the Bedrock version sometime soon. They didn't say exactly when, but that is of course going to be their new goal. It's something I theorized in videos, and it made me feel a little bit cool, and they're like, yep, that's what we're doing, and it is what's going to be happening in the future. So presumably the Pocket Edition, a lot of the features you do want that right now doesn't really make sense, like they said the structure block, there's the command block, all these features that you probably do want to see but can't, they probably will come at some point in the future with the when they come to the Pocket Edition. They can then be ported from there a lot easier, which is just very good news in general. So we're going to have all of the PC, and then we're going to move on to having all of the Pocket Edition, which is going to make it this really nice hybrid game, in my opinion. So not only are things looking really good for console right now, because we got the 2 updates per month, but it also looks like the future is going to be going strong forward. It's still going to be going an upwards game. A lot of people have been scared because of the whole Bedrock announcement thing. It does still look like 4J are very much involved in what's going on, and this is just going to make it better and better. And one of the other things you'll see is that they'll be working very more and more closely with the Bedrock version, and they might be doing something to develop that game. Again, this is future stuff, but it's just something they talked about as a theory, and I thought that was a little great thing to hear about. So as well as that being quite an exciting thing, while at both of the offices, because we went to the programming office for for a little bit, and then we went to the art office for a little bit, I actually did see quite an interesting I guess look into how they develop these things, because you might think that all you need is someone to build the maps, and all you need is someone to program the game, but the truth is they have a lot of different guys in the programming offices all working on different things. This is always something I was curious about, but it looks like different people have different areas of speciality, and they always have to fine-tune these quite a bit. And you might think so why did it take so long to do this or this? And in reality, this last update took a month, but in that time they've done a lot of crazy stuff, like the Wooded Mansions. One guy was really into it, that was his feature or whatever, and he was speaking about oh yeah, he had to balance how it worked in worlds, because there's so many different things you've got to consider, okay, classic worlds, then large worlds, then this worlds, and it was just one of those things where I had a slight appreciation of you've got to, there's so many things to balance in the background that you might not think about that make it kind of impressive when it does all work and it all comes together. So that's something we'll see. Also, they mentioned how there would be less secret features. This is something I kind of want to make a video on to get the coolest arms on, and I believe I might have even found a secret one already, so it's looking really good. But yeah, I played development build the game. It's looking like a great update. I'm really looking forward to playing in survival, which we'll be able to do in 2 days, and that's something you'll see then. It looks like they mentioned something about how they found 3 Wooded Mansions in 1 seed, so that is very positive. They also mentioned how they want the Wooded Mansion to be more common on the PC, and I had lots of a bunch of specific things is what I'm saying here, and it was really great that everyone had their own specialized thing, because later on I spoke to a lot of the junior art team, like some of the interns and stuff, they all were like really passionate about their one thing. And in my opinion, this is a great way to make a game. You can see the reason we get these like really cool not mashup packs, these really cool glide maps, and I guess certain parts of mashup packs too. You know, there's always certain things where you're like, wow, that had like a lot of effort in. It's because someone was just like, this is my baby, this is my thing I'm gonna do. And it was kind of great to see, like, you know, like again, each of the guys had their own like favorite thing they'd worked on, their own little build that they'd like really proud of. And I think that's like a good way to make the game. And it looks like, based on, you know, how many staff there was and how many staff were just new there, that it's going to be going up and up as we go forward. So again, just positive stuff in general. I was like pleased about how that was. You know, because again, the console is the game I play on my channel. It's one of the things I guess I'm most passionate about, not only on the channel but also in life and stuff. It's really cool to see that they're taking care of it and they want to do it bigger and better too. That's their goal as well as our goal, and it's really good for you, the community, I believe. I'm pretty sure, because they said that they are always listening. They said they're always trying to keep the ideas. They can't do everything because there's a lot of like ideas that contradict each other and stuff like that, but they did say they're always listening, and that was just something that I took away from it. Like, oh yeah, they are always hearing this stuff. They're not going to directly respond, but they have their ears out. They could, like, you know, name a whole bunch of like members of the community, like, oh yeah, this guy who's one of my moderators, this guy another one of my moderators, like this guy who does this stuff. It was really good, and honestly, it kind of like changed my opinion on like, oh yeah, this is the company that just, you know, don't have anyone following this stuff. It's just I guess there's this balance they need to get, and I still believe that they need to interact with the community more, but they are at least listening. They definitely are listening, which is something that's good. So they got at least half done, and we'll hopefully see that go for, you know, the big criticism, which I did raise, are something they look like they are trying to fix in the future, and that's good, you know, that they're not just like here to be like, here's the cool stuff. They wanted to hear what could be done better, and I think they're doing that. So before we go now, I do want to just kind of round up everything I mentioned in today's video, because there was so much that happened these last 2 days. It was actually a lot of fun for me to like be in Scotland for like the second time, but basically the update is coming on Tuesday. Most likely, they don't want to confirm it themselves, but they said we could say that yes, the update is most likely coming on Tuesday. I'll be making videos then. I'll be making videos before then to get you ready for it and talk about some other stuff, and it's going to be a really good one, and it's going to be the first time we've had 2 updates in 2 months. Going forwards, they're going to be working on the Bedrock version. Regardless of how the Bedrock version does go, they're still going to be caring about Minecraft console on all platforms. Really, really good stuff to hear. And also, there's something exciting going in the future. They said, you know, I spoke to, again, this was like one of those little secret things in the background, but I had a conversation about how they're like, oh yeah, we're working on this thing. We had to hide it like yesterday so badly. It took ages to like get it all done. And I was like, I wonder what they're secretly working on in the background. So maybe you can work that out for yourself. I tried to, I spent a lot of time like trying to get someone to like just say something about it. But it's one of these things where it's like, yeah, they're always working on something. They're always doing big stuff. And you can just see there's like, you can see how the stuff comes together. And I quite like that personally. Hopefully this video was like a bit insightful for you all. You might be like, it's like, yeah, this really proves that you are paid by 4J because you went to those and stuff. But no, it was just the sort of thing where like I still have my, I still believe they should interact with the community more. But I think this, you know, actually bring us up to Scotland and like hearing our opinions for quite some time, like back and forth, was something that, you know, it's the first step towards that, and is one of the things in this that's just really good. And yeah, there's all the secret information I learned. There's the general feel I got from it, and I had a good time in Scotland the past couple of days. I went wakeboarding. I kissed the llama. You haven't seen all this stuff. Again, I'd recommend following me at IVXToyCat because I tweeted a bunch of it. But yeah, it was a fun few days, and I'm now back to making videos, ready for the next update. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like it if you did, because it helps out the channel a lot. Let us know you do like this sort of video. Share if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel. And if subscribed, you'll see them daily on your homepage. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.